Hey, what's going on, guys? Brandon Stroll here with Pebble Creek Outdoors, and welcome to another live stream edition here on this wonderful Saturday night. And it is at the right old hour of 9:47. So, yeah, today I wanted to talk about, or tonight rather, I want to talk about catfishing and catfishing gear products. Um, so, right in this general vicinity here. Um, so a lot of guys like to catfish. I'm a big catfisherman, and they're quite a bit of fun to catch. It's kind of considered a lazy man's way of catfishing. I have to agree. I'm definitely that way. Um, so, but I'm going to show you guys a few things that I do to really kind of up my odds and actually get out there and catch fish. Catfish can be caught in numbers for food and fillets and stuff like that, but also they can be caught as like trophy fish, big fish. I mean, you can catch a lot of stuff. There's nothing cooler than hooking in on, a 33, 34-inch cat and just fighting like heck on them on a river or on a lake. You just got to kind of know the tips and tricks on how to fish for them and what the best things are. I'm not going to get all, this is not a real formal video. I'm kind of bounce around the shop here because I got stuff scattered around. I'm kind of show you guys some different stuff that I use and just what works for me. So let's kind of get started here. Also, another thing, I'm going to be doing a video series on catfishing. Hopefully coming up, should be produced pretty soon. I'm hoping to get that out to you guys, so that'd be kind of cool. So anyway, let's get this started here. So I'm gonna pan the camera around to my different equipment and stuff that I use here. Obviously, number one, you're gonna have a fishing pole. When it comes to fishing poles, guys, I'm not a crazy trophy guy. I get a lot of stuff for catfishing from Walmart. These catfish rods and reels, the ugly sticks, they're pretty cheap. You do get what you pay for, and I'll tell you, I've got a rod up here, or a fishing reel up here, that is just absolute garbage. By the way, that's a pretty cool way to store your rods up there. Just absolute garbage, and I burnt the gears out of it, so just kind of be aware that if you go trophy fishing, you're probably going to burn out the cheap stuff, so it pays to get some good stuff. My tackle box setup is pretty simple. I fish for crappie, a little bit of bass here and there, and catfish. That's basically what I do. So honestly, I have way too big of a tackle box for what I'm running here. And if you fish from the bank, I would highly suggest that you guys run something small like a backpack or whatever. If you're going to do just catfishing, there's not a lot of equipment needed. You have some terminal tackle. Obviously, you have your treble hooks or J hooks that you're going to use for your bait, depending upon what kind of bait you use. Where I'm at, I fish on a lot of the rivers and different stuff, and so I use nothing but 3 and 4 ounce. I forget what they call these. These are like slip sinkers or whatever. And they got the little hole through them. Man, they're slick, and that's the only thing that'll hold a chunk of bait on the bottom of the river, especially in current. And that's even fishing on the backs of log dams. And like I said, we'll kind of go over techniques on some of that stuff later on. You can catch them on bobbers and stuff like that. I don't really run a whole lot of that stuff. That's more lake kind of fishing, and I don't really fish any lakes or ponds. I'm more a river guy. Anyway, a lot of other stuff that I use. Obviously, you want to have a good fishing line and different stuff. I actually use the Trilene big game line. This stuff is like so strong. It's 50-pound test is what I run. It's like number 9 wire on the end of your fishing rod, which is pretty sweet. And I hardly ever have any of them break off. So that's kind of a little piece of equipment that I've got on that. As far as bait goes, there's really no good substitute. If you're fishing in a lake or a pond, you can use dip baits. You can use, some different varieties of baits. When you're fishing the rivers like I do, cut bait, live bait is pretty much the only real good option that you're going to have. Any kind of dough bait or plug bait is going to quickly wash out. you're going to be changing that out a lot. So just kind of be aware of that. So I do a lot of chicken liver, chicken gizzard combo fishing, and for catfish. And then when I'm going for bigger cats, I use cut bait. And that could be or live stuff like shad, sunfish, or perch. You know, even cut up carp, anything like that. Big bait equals big fish. So the bigger you have stuff, you know, the more you're going to catch them on that. And when you're running bait like that, large bait, I'll give you guys an example. Fish, what I use. So I've got this bad boy that I keep in my freezer, and he'll end up getting used as bait. I'll actually cut that maybe in half, maybe into 3, you know, thirds, and I'll run those big chunks of bait on a huge hook, and that's how you catch the big fish. Yeah. If I'm fishing from the bank, really cool thing. Like I said, I'm walking around my shop here because I'm kind of showing you guys stuff that is randomly placed. I have these rod holders that are made out of like T-bar posts or like angle iron. I don't know, I'm not a metal guy. It's got 2 loops and then this long deal. This is about the only thing that will really hold up to large catfish on a bank. And I've had these before, you know, where I'll have several lines out. Everybody's all over, everybody's at the campfire, you know, sipping on a cool one. And you catch a big fish and something like that, and it will disappear. Like if you don't have a good rod holder, kiss your rod goodbye because it's going downstream. So been there, done that. So now we have those heavy duty rod holders. Those are super helpful. And like I said, a fish can stay on that for quite some time. Let's see what else. Yeah, baits, fishing rods, a little bit of tackle. Sometimes the terminal tackle can kind of get expensive, and I'll tell you why. Because I call it fishing dangerously. So I do all my river fishing, and I do it on the backs of log dams. Well, log dams have tons of entanglements and different things like that. You're gonna lose hooks. You're gonna lose weights. You're gonna need to show up with a lot of stuff if you fish that way. But that's where the fish are. So one thing that you can do to kind of save your weights, which are the most expensive in my opinion, is to have a swivel. This is actually a triple barrel swivel, or not a barrel swivel, but a triple swivel. And what you do is you have your main line that goes onto one, and then you might have your weight that goes on another, and then you have a lighter line that actually is connected to your hook. So say you may have 50-pound test, 40-pound test, whatever on your main line, and then you might have like a 30-pound test or a little bit less on your dropper line that actually is attached to your hook. So if you hook something and you get caught on something, you can actually pull it, it'll snap off, and you won't lose your whole line. You won't lose a bunch of line, and you won't lose your weight and all that good jazz. You only lose a hook, which is nice. So yeah, works out pretty good with that. That's a little bit of my catfish gear. If you guys have any questions about anything else that you want to see that I do, definitely put that in the comments section, or feel free to comment, and we'll put some stuff out. I'm gonna hopefully be getting out fishing in the next day or so, and I'm gonna start filming some different segments on how I do catfishing, and some of the tips and techniques I use from a boat on the river. So that's gonna have a little bit of a combo. I know you guys have kind of seen the boat and with me running it. Well, I'm actually gonna kind of show you a little bit of the application of it, which is gonna be cool. Other than that, everything's good. I hope everything is good with you guys, and you guys are getting out in the woods and hunting and fishing. I know summer is a busy time for everybody, myself included. And yeah, July's going good, and I hope everything's well. We will talk at you guys later. Thanks for watching.